pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ms. Deb. All right, starting our meeting at 6:01, Ms. Brenda. Can we get a roll call, please?
Bonnie is out ill.
Yeah, and keep her in your prayers, please.
Brad,
Here.
Jennifer,
Here.
Faith,
Here.
Mike,
Here.
and Paula.
Here.
All right, thank you all. I need approval and a second on approving the minutes.
I'll make a motion.
All right,
I'll
Faith.
second.
Second with Jennifer.
All right. Paula,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Faith,
Yes.
Jennifer.
Yes.
All right, well, thank you all. Before we get to presentations here real quick, I just wanted to, we contemplated a whole lot by doing what we did last year and putting a big old scroll of everything that we got done for the year. And Tom, we're not going to do that because we really would like a short meeting during our Christmas holidays. So we're not going to do 150 things that we got done last year because the list is longer this year. But I do want to take a couple minutes out because I think it's important for you all, for people to really know that obviously it's another good year of getting things done. And actually the next couple of years are going to be really the kind of the fruition of all the meetings and stuff that we've done. But I wanted to make sure, I want to start with some thank yous to the folks here. I want to start with the council first of all. Thank you all, because first of all, believing and supporting our vision for the city, it's really important. We know that we believe that you guys think the same way, that we can make sure that the quality of life for our families gets better every day. And if you think about it, look at 2 years. Look at the things that we've done just on the basics of daily things. But we've got a lot coming, and I want to start there. I want to make sure you also know that, and I'd be remiss, and I know we got one of them here, we got one on vacation, but Arthur and Scott, you really have no idea. They have full-time jobs, but they have really spent a lot of time. We've been in, I don't want to say 100 meetings, all the bidding we went through, the designs, and the budgets for all of this. This takes a lot of work and a lot of time, so we're able to manage that within our scope of our, whatever we call it, 40 hours a week. But so I want to really tell them both thank you. You guys will see the fruits of all of that when you see the kind of the construction that you're going to see the next couple of years here. I think it's important for you all to know that. So I want to make sure I've got my police chief, Steve Schmidt, back there, and I've got my fire chief, Jody Craig. Great additions. You can't hide back there, Steve. I think it's important for you to know what they've actually brought to us. The community involvement in the police department, developing their folks. Jody, I know you're just getting started, but gosh, I love that energy, buddy. And I appreciate what you're getting started with. You got a new toy you're bringing in, but it means a lot to us. And I know we don't have Tom here this evening. I think he tried to call me because he may not have been able to make it. But they've done a great job keeping the city looking nice, picking up things, and they did a great job of getting all the renovations that I've requested in the park. It looks really nice in there. We've got a few more things they're going to do. And while we're waiting on our big projects, the park is starting to look really nice. So I hope you guys can appreciate the work they've done, and I appreciate them getting the work done for me. So along with that, Brenda, obviously our admin staff, there's a lot of things done behind the scenes that we got to continue to get done. We've got Sam now, our new Parks Rec, and we've got Angie, our new financial director. We've got people that need to take care of that work. And collecting that money and getting bills paid, as unglamorous as it is, it has to be done. And so, Brenda, thank you for your group doing that stuff.
They have worked hard.
Yep, they have. I got Catherine over here, trying to keep me in line all the time. That's a full-time job in itself, isn't it? But I do want you all to know that a lot of what she does is to really protect the city. We all are well-intended. We want to make sure things get done right. But it's important, they're going to keep referring us to what's the right thing to do and what keeps the city out of any liabilities. So I do appreciate you doing that, Ms. Catherine. I think we go back and talk now. Amber Odell, our community planner for 2 years. I got to tell you, we've had a lot of good success over the years. I think the key to me is, I think you've done a good job, really good job at the farmers markets, but I think communicating to the community about all the things that are going on, I think I got so many compliments that people just really know that they can go to your page to find out what's going on. So I really appreciate that. We've had, all the 2 years, food truck invasions. We've had the whiskey, wine, and ale. And before I forget, because I know me and her talk about it all the time, and I was talking to Holly again. I told her thank you again for coming up with the idea about the food trucks. And I think that's really cool that she brought that to us. And we as a city have run with it. It's been a great community event. I think people really enjoy that. We've got a Winterfest coming up again. We just had our Light Up Shepherdsville, was a great event, even as cold as it was, and that's my wife's fault. Because it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault that it was cold. But I do think it's important to know it was a great event Saturday. We really appreciate everybody being out there. We appreciate everybody being in the floats. And it goes back to those kind of community things. So, Amber, really appreciate it. It's been 2 great years. It's going to be just a lot more fun than we get into next year. And one of the things, too, we put the city fair on and the Bullet Blast. Those rides were free, okay, for the parents and the kids to be on there. We were thinking like that when we think about our community. And I think it's important for people to understand we can do things for our public to show that we appreciate them. And that was a great way to do it because we saw the turnout. Courtney Burden, economic advisor. We think about what we've done in this first couple of years, and we've raised over $500,000 with renderings, pictures, okay, pictures of what's going to be. Think about that. When the buildings start going up, the enthusiasm will rise, and people are going to want to be really excited about what's coming. So we got a lot of good plans. The downtown renovations, we've got phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 2 is north of 44, all the way to Big O. I know we've talked to some of the business owners out there, trying to get them maybe a flower pot and some other things out there, Deb. I tell you what we're doing with the downtown is to try to make it more friendly for not only the people that live here, but for people just to stop in and just go downtown. And we struggle with that between the water issues that we've had over the years, and then obviously the type of businesses that we had down there. And I think we've gotten a chance now to really remake what our downtown area is going to be. And I think it's important for people to see that. This is our downtown area. So thank you, Courtney, and we're going to keep working on all that. I do want to make a point about the beautification group. You guys have really been a nice partner for the city. You've saved us thousands of dollars. You're doing a lot of stuff down there. I've seen my wife, where you at? I'm pulling weeds. So I get it. I get it. I think it's important for you all to know I know what you do, and I appreciate that. Goes to Karen back there. I know she's been back there doing it. Mike, he just supervises. I know Karen's doing the real work. But it's important that you all know that these folks are out there volunteering their time to clean up flower pots, flower beds. Oh, I got to throw Charlie in there too. Don't want to forget Charlie. He does a good job. Sorry, Charlie.
They're donating our money.
That's right.
Our money.
Yeah. No, I get it. I think it's important that everybody knows what you guys do to help the city. Those are partners we have everywhere else. But I want to make sure that you guys know that I appreciate all of you guys in that group, Vicki and everybody, that you guys are trying to do things to enhance what goes on. All right, we're going to make sure we always watch how we do it, but we're going to make sure we keep doing these things because we can get this thing done and do it in a nice way. I also want to make sure that we always talk about the organizations we work with, the churches. How about Field of Grace, Heart the City? They helped us with our basketball clinics. There's a lot of things we're working on, after-school programs. A lot of things that we see in the city. I just want to make sure that you all know there's a lot of good people doing a lot of good things because we are very proud of our community. And that's really what I wanted to say about this. I didn't want to get into, I'm pretty good here, that's almost 5 minutes. I think it's important for me just to say that little bit about what's happened the first 2 years. Now, this is basically a council that's going to continue to do that kind of good work because it's going to be important for them to know we've got a vision. And we're going to hit those goals. And I think we all want to see our community have so much more for our families, and they're going to start seeing it in the next couple of years. Okay, and that's exciting for us. So everybody here, thank you for what you've contributed and what you're going to contribute in this council. I started with saying thank you to you all. Thank you for supporting and believing what we thought we could get done. And I think it's important for you all to know that. So thank you all very much. The good news is I'm done. All right. So my first one, I thought there was going to be a bunch of clapping or something. Amber Odell, get on up here.
Good evening.
Good evening, Miss Amber.
So I just wanted to start off with thanking everybody for this year. It's been a great year. Thanks for all the support, all the help, the police department, fire, council, mayor, just everybody's support that came together as a team. Courtney's really helped. Just really appreciate it. It takes a team to put on the events, and so I appreciate it. So, first up, we have next Wednesday the swearing in of the new council at 6 o'clock. So everybody's invited to come back next Wednesday to partake in that. And then I am going to get started with this little slideshow. Just goes over the events of the past year. Nope, went too far. Sorry, guys. So we started the year off with our free basketball clinic. It went from January 20th through March 2nd. I'm so sorry. We had our first Wine, Whiskey, and Ale Fest. It was a tremendous event. A lot of people came out for that. We have our second meeting in January, to start, planning that. I know the, tourism board is already putting, things out on their website to have the Wine and Whiskey Ale Fest web page where you can go and, find out more information, pictures from last year, and then, also have a, ticket link to purchase tickets when that is available. So be on the lookout for that. That date will be April 26th from 3 to 8. Next up, we had our first Gaga Fun Day for Kids here at the gym. As you all know, Field of Grace has built one in the park, and then we will also have one on the 44 side. So kids have been able to play Gaga ball actually in the park. But for this event, they came out and had fun with that. Then we had Kentucky Shakespeare out of Louisville come and do the play in the park. It was A Midsummer Night's Dream. They are on the books to come back.
Yeah, we don't have a date for that yet, but they've asked, and we said absolutely come back after. I'd like to, I don't remember rained last year, then maybe we can use the pavilion. We've got it all fixed up and maybe they can do it up there. I don't know how much room they need, but we'll figure it all out.
Then we had our color walk in May. Lots of fun stuff there. We're looking forward to having that again in May. Then we had the first food truck invasion. Then the farmers market started in June. This coming year, it will start, I believe, it'll be the first week in June. Don't know the exact date, but first week in June. Then we had the City of Shepherdsville Cleanup Days, which was a huge event, very successful. And then Rolling Hills Volleyball Club had a free volleyball clinic here. Then we had Bull Blast with the free rides this year. Then we had the Vietnam and Cost of Freedom tribute. Then Miss Shelby Watson had our soccer camp over the summer. And then we held a back to school supply drive. We were able to supply school supplies to Cedar Grove, Shepherdsville Elementary, and Roby. Then we just had the Fall Fest with Journey Church. And then the fire department, along with Parakeet, had the trick or treat. And then we had the last food truck invasion of the year in November. And as you see, there's the Gaga ball pit that Field of Grace built. And then we had the free kids basketball and Gaga ball clinic in October. And then we had the Pajama and Coffee 5K with the mayor.
That looks very good too, by the way. Gonna say that.
Then this is Light Up, which was this past weekend. The weather was amazing, wasn't too cold, so parade went really well. And then upcoming events, we have the Kids Winter Fest December 20th from 5:30 to 7:30. And then we're also putting on a baseball clinic that starts in January. It's gonna be open to kids 4 to 12 years of age. So that starts January 11th and goes through March 1st.
Yeah, the one thing about the baseball is it now includes 5 sports that we're offering kids at no charge. Saturday mornings, giving a chance kids to come out and at least learn about some of these sports. Me and Tom really like baseball a lot, so we would go out. We're gonna try out, right? We're doing that Saturday mornings, 9. I'll see you at 9. And but the idea is a lot of these kids, they may like something, but you know, you're asking the parents to pick up a cost. So kids can get out there and maybe play some of these sports and find out what they like. I mean, you know, I see parents all the time, they spend a couple $100 and after about the third practice, kid goes, I don't like it anymore. Well, I mean, moms and dads are out of $200. So this is an opportunity for us to bring things to them. The coaches want to do it to teach some of these kids some fundamentals before they go to tryouts. You know, Joe, we talk about, you know, baseball's a great sport, but to have kids to learn a little bit more about the game before they go to tryouts, it helps them really build a little confidence. You know, and that's just all it is, giving these kids opportunities. The kind of things that we've done these first couple of years, we're going to continue to do these things. People love it, and when you talk to the parents, the idea that they have to bring their kids out is the only obstacle they have to wake their kid to get them up at the Saturday morning. But they're out here and they're having a good time with it. And I think that's a key to a lot of these things we're trying to do, is we're trying to do the kind of things that make it affordable. If you know your community, you know that these things are helpful to families that are putting food on the table and just trying to make sure they pay rent. Right? So I think it's going to be great, another upcoming year, but I do think the baseball will be a nice addition. Amber, I think the best thing I like about it, like I said, I rehashed this, is that you guys do a great job of communicating. If you don't know what's going on in Shepherdsville or the county, then I don't know what you're looking at. And we're trying to do that, so I think that's what I'd like to tell you. That's the biggest part, the communication piece. And please reach out, you know, when people ask about things, we really want to know anything. And any feedback, any event that we have, we want to hear from people. If there's something we can do better, man, we're all in. Just tell us and we'll work on it.
Well, I know you have one of your vendors, I'm sorry, Jennifer. One of your vendors went on to Grand Champion Baker. Did you see it on Facebook today?
Well, I didn't see it
Patricia?
today, so did she win?
She's going on to the next level.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
That's really
So
cool.
free voting every day, so go on there.
We had Angela make all the ornaments for
Right.
lighting, so that was
Yep.
two Shepherdsville Farmers Market vendors.
Yeah.
What you got, Jen?
I was just gonna ask if you could email me the baseball clinic,
Sure.
flyers, so I can share them. I got the kids Winter Fest, I just don't have the baseball one.
Okay, will.
That way I can push it on
No.
on my social,
Thank you.
social media.
Well, no, we appreciate that. Any other questions, anybody? For Amber? Amber, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
what you did this
Amber.
year.
You've done
Looking
a
forward
great
to
job.
2025.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Coming up here, Miss Courtney Burson. Do a slide presentation like Amber has?
No. I'm not a specialist, she is.
All right, no worries.
I just wanted to do a recap more on a bigger picture of economic development. We are really focusing on connectivity, because if we are saving money, if we are coordinating efforts to prevent duplicating, we're saving, and then we're also raising money. And then we are preparing and resourcing other people to be more financially stable in their locally owned businesses, in their homes, getting them connected with resources. So I just want to go over a few things that we've done to really, I keep thinking it's minimizing duplicating efforts in our community to help demographics in need. Let's start with churches. There was just a meeting last week, today's Monday. And it's getting all the local churches that want to be involved in a group conversation about, okay, what are you doing? What are you doing? What am I doing to make sure that we are not spending time on the same things? So our community gets different resources from different churches. That's phenomenal, right? So not only are we preventing duplicating efforts, but we are also challenging other people to get involved in sharing resources that are outside Bullitt County and Shepherdsville. So that's a big deal. Veterans, which is near and dear to my heart, getting the local VSOs, the American Legion, the VFW, but also outside of the Bullitt County area, KDVA, the Kentucky Department of Veterans, they have so many resources to offer our veterans in need. So we're connecting with Dina Parrott's been awesome. She's come out into our Shepherdsville events multiple times, and she can connect veterans. We had the open house, the round table with, there were 8 vendors from the VA, and we started over 15 claims that day for people who had, we're really doing big things. And again, it's not just about Shepherdsville. We're inviting resources from regional and the state, and that helps everyone. And everything has been free. The downtown businesses, we are really trying to help each other. We're trying to grow. We're trying to make sure that we understand when there's an event coming up that the city is sponsoring, if there's something coming up, how can we all help each other? How can we make sure that they're ready? And if they need something, we want to make sure that they are counting on each other. The Chamber of Commerce, making sure that we're piggybacking on anything they're doing. If they're having an event, anything about entrepreneurs, anything about small business, any grants, any of those information, that's all helpful. That's all helpful to our local community. Tourism, the the tour, obviously, economic development is extremely dependent on tourism and how we are handling our opportunity with not just the Bourbon Trail, but 65 is the golden ticket. And we just have to be aware of what's going on and how the decisions that other people are making, especially in regards to 65 and the tourism and the Bourbon Trail, how that's going to affect our local economy. And we want to make sure our small businesses and other folks that are engaged in our community understand that. We are really good about working with the Bullitt County Economic Development. We've been in that meeting. I mean, I don't think we've missed one. Shepherdsville's been represented for the last 2 years in every single meeting because, again, Bob Faust brings the information from the regional and the state, and then he helps us figure out how we can dice things up, and we know who's visiting, who's thinking about coming involved, and then we can engage with those people to make sure that they're getting connected to the right resources. Kentuckiana Works, I talk about that, but again, there's a huge opportunity there. There's so much economic development assistance, but there's also grants, there's also scholarships, there's working scholarships, there's trade schools, there's so many things that we can do for folks who are looking to get in the employment game, but they don't know where to start. That is a great place to start. And then 2025, we really want to focus on getting more involved with regional meetings in the economic development, specifically in regards to the Louisville Metro, Kentuckiana Works, and in Frankfurt. They have days that are dedicated just for, the cities to come in and understand more about what's going on. So we just want to keep on getting plugged in. Any resources that I have, I'll share with anybody. I just want to make sure when we are focusing on our demographics that are the feel-good things, churches, veterans, we want to help as much as possible. But I also want to be so conscientious of the economic development in our city because it is happening. How it happens and how we roll it out and how we take advantage of our opportunities, that's really on us, and that's the burden lies on this group. So we just have to be one step ahead, and we have to keep asking the right questions. I don't want to stay complacent. We're growing, and the occupational tax is a big deal, but we also have a lot of other opportunities to grow. So if you see something, if you see a grant, or if you see an opportunity or a scholarship that you think we need to be talking to if it's a school, if it's a small business, let's talk about. The tourism things are a big deal, but also there's a lot of restoring historical type grants that we're trying to get involved in. Maybe there's 172 boxes to click, and we can, check 150 of them. So we're trying to explore every opportunity to just keep moving in the right direction, moving up, but bringing everyone with us. So everyone is having an opportunity to really maximize on all the things going on in Shepherdsville.
I want to make sure you guys know that March the 29th of 2025 is going to be the first official Vietnam Veterans Parade, okay? Never put one on, and our veterans deserve that. They didn't get it back in the 60s and 70s. They're going to get it next year. We're going to have that recognition. I didn't actually bring this up, but one of the things that Courtney works with is all the different veterans groups. That's really a key to understanding part of the connectivity piece from what people now look at Shepherdsville, okay? We are now they're looking at us as answers, problem solvers, versus, well, we can't get anything done there. You guys working on the services for veterans is a big deal. That's never taken lightly. You said 15 claims. That's a big deal. The second piece is also the downtown. We struggle with that because of the kind of the nature that there's never been really that attention there to try to bring it into that place. The other piece that Courtney and I have talked about is the connectivity piece. We're gonna connect to those hotels, to the downtown area. So you park your car, you can walk what you need to do. So it's part of our whole economic plan, right? We want, the tourism piece falls into that play. Stop in Shepherdsville, you got an aquatic center, pickleball, you're gonna have the cart country and putt-putt, and you got food options, and you can go down and get a beer. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, but I think it's important for people to see there's an experience you can have here. It's not just coming in here, getting gas and getting something to grab a bite and leave. Okay, this is a community that's now being identified as a community, but we also want people to know that you can stop here. You've seen the work that we've done around 65 and 44. You saw what we did in front of Wendy's. You're seeing the type of things we're trying to say. We're trying to be inviting. When they get through with what they're doing in 116, whatever they don't get done, we're going to clean it up right there and make it, those two exits they're our front door. When people come to our city, that's our front door. We want them to see who we are. And we're a proud community that's coming together. And that's why all these things are happening. Courtney, I think the veterans piece is an excellent piece there. I think the downtown piece, and then really connecting again. Part of our bigger options now, as construction goes, we are going to hit those industrial park and some of our other bigger businesses here to really see where they want to partner with this. When that thing goes, when you start getting construction done and something like that, people are going to pay attention. and there's opportunity. We've got the money to cover everything that we've got planned. But it would be really nice to have some partners that would like to spend some money investing in our community. So that's what we're gonna be working on it. I mean, the next couple of years will be real exciting for that piece, and so we're gonna keep you guys up on it, council. Make
I
sure you
will
guys-
say about the parade, it was so awesome. The event was so cool. Some of my two of my favorite pieces of feedback, I'd sent some emails and really made sure everyone that was involved in the parade had some details, so that gave everybody an opportunity. Two of the emails that I got back about thank you, one was from Mount Washington and one was from Hillview. So it's really cool that the Hillview band, or the North Bullitt band was there. They had a blast. They talked about how much fun it was. And then you have the little brownies from Mount Washington.
That's a-
And
yeah.
it's like, that's a testimony of what's going on in our community. We are having such a good time. We are doing so much and inviting so many people in. It's so much bigger than Shepherdsville. And I love it. I'm proud to be a part of it.
Yeah.
You all have any questions?
Absolutely.
I think people forget that North Bullitt is a Shepherdsville school.
It's hard.
Because kids who live in
Yeah.
the city limits go to North
Absolutely.
Bullitt.
My daughter's
So,
kids go.
Yeah, my kids, went. That's where they
Absolutely.
graduated from.
Well,
Well, I let all the Jeepers know about the Vietnam Veteran Parade,
Yes.
because several of them,
it's cool.
parents were Vietnam veterans. The one I wrote with, her dad is, and she has his Jeep.
And we really
And
wanna
I
make
said-
that,
What's his name? Sarge? Is the Jeep's name Sarge?
Yep,
Yep.
yep, Serena.
Yes,
his
I
dad,
couldn't think.
yeah.
we will make sure all that
Jack
information.
King.
I know, I appreciate it too, cause my dad's a Vietnam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be amazing. It's
Yeah,
gonna
it's gonna be
be,
a great
the
event.
Kilroy group, they're gonna come. That's a big deal. There's,
Is she gonna be able to drive his Jeep in that parade, cause he's not doing too good?
sure,
Okay. I didn't know if
Absolutely.
it
that'll
had
be
Yeah.
his.
No, we,
veterans.
Oh,
yeah, if the veteran can be
absolutely.
involved,
The veteran, we just want them to just be in the back seat and having the best time ever. We want them to just be the
Yeah.
stars.
to answer a question, anybody that has a loved one, I mean, obviously, the mom and dad have served in Vietnam, and they can't make it, you're more than welcome, just have pictures on the side so that we can recognize your mom and dad and
And
stuff.
if we are there, we have a whole section for remembering. So we are honoring anyone who can come be a part of the parade, but we also have a section for remembering. So if you have anyone that served, we want anyone and everyone that was affiliated, we want them to feel part of this.
The wall was probably the most significant thing we
Oh.
did all year long. I mean, there's some great, exciting things. I'm not taking anything away from anything we did. I was there every day. I'm telling you, the experiences that were going on there, I'll never forget. I'll never forget. It was just wonderful to see. And we know in our community, we have a lot of veterans. We do. We do it every 4 years with the wall. Now, we are
Every 2
somewhere in the
years
pit.
with Mount
We're trying to see
Washington,
about
2
buying a
years
replica of
Shepherdsville,
that
2
wall,
years
but
Mount-
that's not in the budget yet. I may have to
Yeah,
come
we
to you,
want our
council.
very
I
own,
might have to
but
come
we're
to you
gonna raise
guys.
some more money.
We gotta raise some more
All our
money.
shirts for it.
It's awesome.
Vietnam
I mean,
veteran shirts. I like all of
Oh,
them.
that's cool.
Oh, yeah. Head of French Henry.
you all have
says-
any questions?
No, Courtney, thank you so much.
right.
We've had 2 great years, looking
Thank
for 2
you.
more great years. Thank you so much. All right, this is the new kid on the block. Sam, I wanted Sam to come up here, just kind of give you an idea. This, and what's reflective of more than anything else is, are you an assistant with her? Oh, I'm just, no, I'll tell you. So, I just want to tell you this about Sam. I've asked her to put together kind of an emblem, a mission statement, kind of, you know, what it's gonna be about, and she's actually gonna be working twice a month with Mount Washington, with Wally and Chris over there, and then we're working to put something together. We got something for E-Town. So anyway, kick it off, Sam.
So, as the mayor said, I'm putting together
No, click on the little button on top there. There you go.
That's okay. So as the mayor mentioned, I went ahead and put together a official logo for the Parks and Recreation Department of Shepherdsville, as well as a mission statement, which reads, "To foster and promote a healthy community by providing safe and accessible recreational facilities, public programs, and natural areas to both current and future generations." So here, just a couple pictures. We've got the demolition that happened downtown. This is gonna be the site where the new town square will be. There in the background, the old stone bank, that's gonna be the welcome center. The Veterans Memorial will be right behind that, and this is gonna serve as kind of the main park entrance. And then if you have been in the park recently, you may have seen the blacktop there over on First Street. That is going to be the pickleball and half-court basketball. And then, as Amber mentioned, you know, we've got the Gaga court in there, so kids have been able to utilize it. Okay, so, park projects. So, the Frank E. Simon side is kind of where this is all starting. We've got the storm sewer pipe that's going in. That's definitely a must. It's gonna help with drainage and flood mitigation. And it's gonna run from 44 to the river. And then we're gonna do some landscape grading, simple, near the entrance, just to make it more inviting, more welcoming, make it look like a park entrance. And then the rest of the project is broken down into the following phases. So we have the splash pad, the playground, we'll get the restrooms, concessions, pump house and storage facility up. We will expand the playground parking, the amphitheater, we'll have parking extended for that as well. We want to do some road improvements, and then of course the dog park will be expanded. Also been coordinating with local officials to establish a 5K cross-country path. So hopefully the schools can utilize that for their cross-country teams. And then we have the mayor's favorite part, the aquatic center coming in.
Steve, Aquatic Center, she said it though.
Let's see. So right now, we've got the bidding process, which is currently underway for a third-party management group to come in, and they're gonna kind of handle the day-to-day operations for the pools. I'm also currently coordinating with the local swim coach. I have a meeting this week with him, actually, so we can determine a schedule for the school swim meets and practices. We're also wanting to develop accessible public swimming programs, and that's going to include water safety courses, specifically structured for toddlers. And then we also want to offer water aerobics for our seniors.
Yay.
Yeah.
And she is a senior.
I am senior, by the
Look
way.
who's talking, sir.
She's older, she's older.
We love her. Hey, I'm not ashamed of it.
Is it just for seniors or can
That's
anybody
right,
come?
everybody can, we're just having some fun.
I'm also looking right now into additional revenue options for the facility. More than likely, this is going to include like alternative use options for the pickleball courts. And then here's just a few images of what's going on over there right now. It's coming along. Then we have the skate park right out here next door. The anticipated completion for this project is spring of this coming year, 2025. The facility will be complete with restrooms, and it's going to be open dawn to dusk. It will be secured outside of those hours.
And just so you know, it's March the 10th is the tentative date to start it, and they'll be done by the end of April. Okay, so just let you all know kind of the deadline.
And then we would also like to offer orchestrated lessons at the skate park, specifically targeted for our youth.
And the police chief.
And then just a couple internal items going on right now. I'm currently working on developing a hierarchy for our Parks Department. This is going to include key areas such as public programming, volunteer coordination, athletics, grounds maintenance and operations, and safety and security. On that note, I'm actually working on putting together an emergency action plan for the park specifically. Then finally, just a few odds and ends. We've got a field trip to E-Town planned for mid-January, so we're going to meet up with their parks team and kind of check out their facilities. Also looking into the possibility of entering into a community partnership with the Louisville Zoo. They have a really cool program. It's the Monarch and Milkweeds Pollinator Project. I think that could serve as a really intriguing educational installation, not just for our kids, but the whole community. Let's see. I'm also looking into possible funding opportunities through the City Park Alliance organization and exploring different certifications. So specifically, I want to look into, it's the aquatic facility operator and then the playground safety inspector certification. I think those are really key, especially with the new playground going in. And then, finally, I am working on a Parks and Rec newsletter. I'm hoping I can do maybe seasonal, just a one-page quick sheet to kind of let everybody know what's going on, where are we, progress rise. So hopefully, fingers crossed, look for that soon. And that's all I got for you.
Sam, listen, we're looking forward to having you on the team.
I'm very excited to be
We've
here.
gone a lot of conversations, but I'm excited to have you. I want, for all of you to know, one of the things we are gonna do, I call it the little ducklings, because we're gonna be the Shepherdsville Elementary School and Bullet Lake Middle, that we're gonna have them cross over and actually have field trips in the park. We're looking at different species to put out there that they can actually find them and as they walk through there. Maybe even do a little picnic out there. But what we're gonna do is, there are grants that we're working with now with the county, street grants. And it's been a very interesting piece to learn. But what they have is funding, like, for instance, to make the crosswalk there. I mean, when you push a button, all kinds of lights go off, so everybody knows it's, you know, and again, it'll be a safe way for them to cross. But we're gonna have that there. But when we talked about the downtown area to the hotels, what we're gonna do is where the tunnel is, a little bit prior to you get to the tunnel, you'll push a button, and all the lights are gonna go off on both sides of that tunnel, so that they know, oh, there's a pedestrian going through, to make it safe to travel back and forth. And we don't know yet what we can do. You know, I came up and I got an idea, and I gotta go find out what the CSX will let us do, and go find out what KYTC will let us do. But I think if we're not gonna be able to do more than that one car, can we at least have it safe to go through there? And so it's just it's a thought right now, and then that's kind of part of the process. But it'd be nice to have that, so people can go park at the hotel and walk over to the downtown area and enjoy, make coffee or wine or shopping. Yeah. So we're gonna work on that. And we will put better lighting out on both sides, because we do wanna make it safely to cross through that area. But I think, Sam, that what you're looking at the park is awesome. I think, again, I'm gonna commend Matt Washington and E-Town, who have very good Parks Rec programs. And so we wanna learn from the best, and you've absorbed a lot in a very short period of time. But, you know, I'm just really excited to have you. I think we're gonna do some really good things together, so.
Me too.
Welcome aboard, Sam.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to working with
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Good stuff.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Sam. All right. I think I got all three there done. I think we've got, I'll leave this for later. All right, let's go to, we have our, reading on the 024-067. And this is our second reading on that. Catherine?
City of Shepherdsville Ordinance 024-067, an ordinance amending the Bullock County City Zoning Order and the Bullock County City Zoning Map as amended, changing the zoning of 0.21 acres more or less located at 1491 Highway 44 East in the city of Shepherdsville, Bullock County, Kentucky, also known as parcel 045SW001-001 from R1 Residential to B2 Central Business, sponsored by Councilmember Faith Portman. Summary. Section 1 sets forth that the Bullock County Joint Planning Commission held a public hearing on October 10th, 2024, docket number 2024Z53, and based on the testimony and evidence presented at that hearing, recommended that the Bullock County City Zoning Order and the Bullock County City Zoning Map be amended to change the zoning of 0.21 acres located at 1491 Highway 44 East, also known as parcel 045SW001-001, hereinafter subject property, from R1 Residential to B2 Central Business. Section 2 sets forth that the City Council adopts the Bullock County Planning Commission's findings of fact and recommendations set forth in docket number 2024Z53. Section 3 sets forth that the Bullock County City Zoning Order and the Bullock County City Zoning Map are amended to change the zoning of the subject property from R1 Residential to B2 Central Business. Section 4 sets forth the severability clause. Section 5 sets forth the repeal of prior ordinances in conflict with this ordinance. Section 6 sets forth the publication requirements.
All right, and this, I know we talked about this, I don't know if there's any questions from anybody here. But it kinda. Ms. Brenda, that's good.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, I got Faith to make a motion on this.
I second it.
Paula seconds it. Faith and then Paula.
Brad,
Yes.
Paula,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Faith,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
All right, Ms. Catherine? 024-068.
City of Shepherdsville Ordinance 024068, an ordinance amending the Bullock County City zoning order and the Bullock County City zoning map as amended, changing the zoning of 0.21 acres more or less located at Highway 44 East in the City of Shepherdsville, Bullock County, Kentucky, also known as parcel 045 SW001001A from R1 Residential to B2 Central Business, sponsored by Councilmember Faith Portman. Summary, Section 1, sets forth that the Bullock County Joint Planning Commission held a public hearing on October 10th, 2024, docket number 2024Z54, and based on the testimony and evidence presented at that hearing, recommended that the Bullock County City zoning order and the Bullock County City zoning map be amended to change the zoning of 0.21 acres located at Highway 44 East, also known as parcel 045 SW001001A, hereinafter subject property, from R1 Residential to B2 Central Business. Section 2 sets forth that the City Council adopts the Bullock County Planning Commission's findings of fact and recommendations set forth in docket number 2024Z54. Section 3 sets forth that the Bullock County City zoning order and the Bullock County City zoning map are amended to change the zoning of the subject property from R1 Residential to B2 Central Business. Section 4 sets forth the severability clause. Section 5 sets forth the repeal of prior ordinances in conflict with this ordinance. Section 6 sets forth the publication requirements.
All right. I don't know if we had any questions with either one of these. They're pretty simple, cookie cutters. All right.
I'll
need
make a motion.
Faith?
I'll second.
I got a second with Jennifer. Miss Brenda?
Paula,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Faith,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
No, thank you all for that. In new business, 8.1, we are not going to read that. We're just going to make a small change on that, Chief. Obviously, we'll have it ready for our next meeting. It's just because of the vehicle itself, it was seized. Originally, we were going to put it back into general funds. This is going to be corrected, and then we'll have it ready for the January 13th, first, the reading on that, okay? Good with that piece. So the second thing on your list, 8.2, is David Bassett. I actually had him come in today just to meet Brenda. Brenda and I will discuss tomorrow, trying to get him a time in here. David, I didn't ask him to stay because he's been on the road all day. I just figured just let him go home and get some sleep. But I think some of you guys do know him, and then he's going to be on code enforcement. It's a quarterly meeting. I think you guys are doing now, and I think the terms are 2 years apiece, Deb. So I'll let you get with David. I'll make sure you got his number to reach out to him, and maybe reach out, just say hey. And then after the holidays, get together. We don't really have a lot that goes on there. It's kind of a good sign. You know, I think that it's a reflective, and I didn't mention this and earlier in thanking people, but Ray Page and Jeff Gosser, if you don't know them, they have done a really, really good job. We have really cleaned up the city over the last couple of years. A lot of people are working with us on that, and I will say this. Obviously, we utilize Scott and Arthur when we have questions about property lines. Arthur, thank you for that piece too. That's twice I've thanked you today, by the way. Who's counting? But I think it's important for you all to know that we have people really doing what I call the non-glamorous work that are getting out there and asking. We're trying to, anybody has a concern, we will look at it. I know, Rob, Shannon, we're going to keep looking at that. You know, we're going to keep trying to find ways to look at how do we fix some of these problems. Some of them have been there for years, right? It's more importantly is how do we address them today. Some of them are a cost. Sometimes it's somebody else's liability, but we will work on that. So I do want to make sure that you realize that. Thank you for being on the committee, and welcome David. I just need to know if you've got any comments, or I just need to make a motion to approve him if he's going to be a member. If you guys are okay with that, all right. Can I get a motion to?
I'll make a motion.
Jennifer, and then a second, please.
I'll second it.
All right. No, you guys are you two only playing the game today? I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, we're trying to.
All right. No. All right. Miss Brenda.
Mike,
Paula's been in there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Miss Paul.
Yes.
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Paula,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yes.
Faith.
Yes.
All right, well, thank you all. First of all, I'll get with him and get him sworn in and all that good stuff. So with that said, we actually, planning and zoning, I didn't have Jeremy come in today. They've got quite a bit going on. I'm sure we're gonna have a very interesting year. I can tell you right now, there's gonna be a lot of things come down the pike. We have already seen, Arthur, have we not seen a lot of phone calls, a lot of meetings already about people very interested in some new developments in here. I think a couple of them are gonna be real exciting, Arthur. You know, I'm hard to keep secrets. I'm gonna do a really hard job not to say. Anyway, but I think for Jeremy's standpoint, I think he's done a good job for us. You know, I think that you guys as a council have started working with them. I think, and I've said this before, council, I thought you did a really good job in the last couple of years of really asking the questions about what goes on with these properties. And then we gotta hold them to it, right? We gotta hold them to it. So I appreciate your efforts there, and obviously Arthur, you and Scott have really helped a lot with these guys too. With the Board of Adjustments, I talked to Dwayne Price. There's nothing on the agenda, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Dwayne. And then we'll be back next year going at it again. Department heads. Arthur, I wanted to start real quick with you. Just come on up here for a minute. I know Tom's not here, but I just really want to let you do a kind of what do you consider a review of where we've been, where we're at, and what we're going to be seeing. Just, you get 30 seconds.
Thanks for the heads up.
What would you like to share with us?
You guys are all aware of the big projects that are hitting between the aquatic center, the park, drainage that's going on over there, the wastewater treatment plant. I mean, as a city, we have received like $33 million in funding. Now, 23 million of that being funding that's going to be a loan from KIA, and so that's a low interest loan. We've never had a loan that large at that low of an interest before, and that's because we have been pounding the pavement for years and years to get to this point. And so that's a testament to the guys that are behind the scenes doing that sort of work. And then we've also got almost $10 million in grants. That never happens, but it happened to us. And so it's a big deal. We're very proud of the work that we've done over the last year, and these 2 years and the momentum that we've already created. I know the mayor's already alluded to the growth and development over the next 2 to 3 years. He's telling the truth. Today I had another phone call that the mayor doesn't know about. They're picking up projects that they dropped a couple years ago. And so there are developers out there that already had Shepherdsville as a target, and now over the last 6 months have seen and understood the climate and the growth that we're seeing. And so now they're jumping back in to play the game. And so a lot of good developments, a lot of very positive impact for our community, and it's just a really exciting time to be Shepherdsville. I got to say that twice today on a Zoom call. So,
And an interesting piece to that is that, first of all, it's not only just these projects, but we have a wastewater treatment plant that runs like silk. I mean, you guys and all that group over there, really, I mean, if you look at the manpower, what they actually use to do what they do, it's really amazing. And, our expansion is going to be a big deal to us. Again, a lot of developers coming in. We've talked to home developers already that want to build homes here, that want to actually get us to a point where, and so there's a lot of good conversation. I went to lunch today in Louisville, the chamber in Louisville with the governor today, and I had half a dozen people asking us what we're doing in Shepherdsville.
right.
And so that's kind of the conversation that people are having about our community, because they're noticing. We're in the conversation, and that's the only thing we want people to understand is, as these things materialize, is because they're going to realize it took a good group to do this, right? And so the word is out there. All the work that you guys have spent with Justin Carter and the whole group there with KIPTA, that's been years of work.
Justin,
of work.
Dustin, Felicia, all three of
Oh,
them
yeah,
on the
yeah,
grant team.
absolutely.
like,
Felicia's definitely on our team, and so is
they are
Dustin.
going to bat for us in a
Yep.
big, great way, and it's paying off. It's really paying off for us. Job's not over. We still got to build it. We've still got
Sure,
tons of
sure.
paperwork to get through,
Sure.
but we're in a great position.
Yeah, I think it's just the fact that our brand is that people are at least very interested in hearing more about what we're doing and being a part of that, whether it's on the private side of it, and obviously in our standpoint, we're doing our part. I think we're investing in the community. That goes back to what we talked about, having that vision, doing the things that we want to better our community. But I really appreciate all that you do there, and I know Scott's not here, but I mean, both of you guys deserve some really good credit for what you guys
And
do.
neither of us could be near as productive as we are if it wasn't for the support that we get, both from top and from the bottom. Like,
Yeah.
I'm talking the guys over there at the treatment plant that you mentioned earlier,
Mhm.
they make us look good.
Yeah.
Because they do a good job, because they care. They are members of this community just like we are, and
Yep.
we pour our heart and souls into this because we want this to be better. I love what you were talking about with Parks and Rec earlier. That mission statement was fan-freaking-tastic. Like, I'm sitting back there going, oh my goodness, like, she put it on paper. Like, it's in our minds. We want that good stuff to happen. And so now we're putting it on paper. We are putting our stamp on it. It's happening. And that's part of what we get to revel in. That's why we can be happy to be Shepherdsville now. It's easy to be Shepherdsville now. We're doing so good, and so many good people are coming together to make that happen. I love that cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Arthur. Appreciate everything you
Quick
guys do.
question, Arthur.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just have a
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
Okay, so we're doing all this, like, we're expanding and doing all this.
Hmm?
Our systems, will they hold up while we're doing that before we start expanding and doing all the expansions and stuff? Like, all this stuff, all the work we're doing for sewer, is it okay to do all this growth?
Yes.
I mean, okay,
And so the reason why we are expanding our treatment plant is to prepare for all of this growth.
okay.
We are in a great
But,
position as
okay,
a
so we're-
community, because most communities they're behind. They
Yeah.
don't understand that they need to have their facilities up to date
Yeah.
before development happens,
Okay.
and we do. We are going ahead and making sure that our facilities are capable and have the capacity for the expansion before it happens, because we
Okay.
know it's coming.
Okay,
And so we're in a great position. Other communities around the state, a developer goes to them and say, hey, I need a million gallons a day of capacity at their treatment plant. They have to walk out the door with nothing because they don't have it. It doesn't exist in other places. And so that's one of the great selling points for us, because you know the speed of business, like
Yes.
today.
yes.
And if you're gonna
That's
build,
why
like,
I was-
it's gotta be ready
Yeah.
today.
I mean, we,
That's why I was asking, because we've got so much coming in,
Yes,
that are we gonna be able to keep up with the growth?
yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
we run well below capacity now, right?
That's right.
correct.
Yeah, so this is for,
What they're doing right now is for the next 5 and 10 and 20 years.
Okay,
Yeah,
Yes.
so right now with what we got, we're capable of taking on the next 2 or 3 years very easily.
And we continue, not just on the expansion of the treatment plant, but we're also attacking all this I&I. That stormwater pipe over there for Blue Lake, that's gonna get untold amount of millions of gallons of stormwater
Yes,
out of the system that we don't have to treat,
Yes.
thereby giving us more capacity for the wastewater, the true wastewater.
yes.
And so, yes, all around good things, and yes, we are ready for the development.
Yeah, Arthur, thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, so you guys wanna play paper, rock, and scissors back here? Who'd go first? Come on up, Jody. He told me to make you come up there first. I wasn't gonna do that, Chief.
How's everybody doing?
We're doing good, man, doing good.
Good. Lots of things with the fire department. Santa Claus is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this
Oh,
week,
yeah, yeah.
and also next week.
I passed them.
Yep, good. They'll be out. If you need anything, please. This Sunday at 2:00, there'll be a pinning ceremony for our sergeant that got recently promoted. And if you are not busy, you could come by. The mayor's gonna swear everyone in. He don't know it yet.
Will it be in here?
Yes, ma'am. No, it'll be over in the firehouse.
Okay,
What time?
2:00.
2 o'clock.
on Saturday.
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yes,
Sunday,
ma'am.
2 o'clock.
Sunday at 2:00, and then at the same time, after we do all that, we have lunch. You're welcome to stay, and then we're gonna have Santa Claus for the firefighters' kids. They'll come by also.
What about the council members?
You bring, yes, you wanna sit on Santa Claus's lap, Faith? You're in. Come on. Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I got a long list of things.
And then, last but not least, we're doing hazmat training this week and next for the Bullitt County hazmat team. We just started it. We take ground on June, good Lord, I wish it was June, January 1st with the hazmat team. The news came out today. They did a big story about it, and yes, it's real exciting. All the departments, it's all one good team now together. So
Yeah,
it's
I
real
just, I
exciting.
like the partnerships that you've been building with the county agencies as well as some of the other local fire departments and stuff. It's really.
We can't do
you've-
it by ourselves.
Yep, no, it's all good stuff.
Yeah.
Chief, I really appreciate it, and we're gonna have fun with the fire truck, and then you get.
Yes,
new
we
toy
just got
coming in.
back from Wisconsin from inspecting our new fire truck, late Thursday night. So hopefully we'll see it before the first of the year. We had some changes to make, little small things that were defective up there, not defective, little pins, needles here and there. And then they have to send it to Shelbyville for further work, and they'll do a final cleanup inspection, then bring it to us, hopefully by, the first of the year. I'll keep everybody updated.
Yep. No.
Okay.
Chief, I appreciate it. Guys,
Yes,
any
sir.
questions or anything? All right.
Thank you
Wanna
all.
ride the fire truck for
Yeah, I
Christmas?
mean, I would love.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yes.
Huh?
Anybody.
That's a lot of fun.
We'll be here.
Put her on the ladder. Thank you, Chief. Come on.
I'll dress up as Santa Claus.
You can be Miss Claus.
Yes, I'll throw.
Waking up early, okay, now we know. Chief, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well tonight. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, good, good,
Just
good.
tell y'all Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
In case we don't see each other, we'll probably see y'all next week, but just in case. I got thrown off a little bit by a question before I walked in here, so let me address this. I would like to say thank you all for the great light up Shepherdsville that occurred. They said it was impossible for me to say that for some reason. They think I don't like parades. I will say that it was a very long parade with a lot of cars, a lot of lights, and it was cold, but it would
Did
turn
he
out
say,
very well.
we got it recorded, it's on the video.
It's on recorded, and I was pleasantly surprised. It's well known. I expressed some concerns with the traffic before by shutting it down early, which really didn't didn't happen as what we thought, so that was good. So there, does that fulfill that? Okay, so we're good on that one, all right.
Thank you, Chief.
All right.
I know that was tough.
No, it wasn't. I did not tell you, I hoped I was
You
wrong.
did,
I hoped
you
I was
did, and
wrong.
you came in
And
very
it was
professional.
good,
Thank you, sir. Thank you
because
for doing that.
You need 400 vehicles in a Christmas parade, but anyway, we won't yeah, there's always next year. Just some of the stuff, touch on briefly. A lot of this year, what we've done I know last year we talked about how we were trying to get in line with some of the policies, procedures. This year, we've done a lot of catching up with stuff we found through that. We had replaced 17 officers' body armor. And that's a pretty significant cost. We replaced everybody's medical equipment, which had been expired. So we've got that. And we've also got a plan now of how to plan for the future. We've talked about that because 5 years from now, we're gonna have to replace those same things again. So we're doing a lot of that. One of the things for a first, starting in January, the Shepherdsville Police Department will be partnering with SPI, which is Southern Police Institute, which has people internationally come to some of their classes and definitely across the nation. We're gonna be hosting a class, 4 of them, for the first 4 months and partner with with the library system to host it too. So that's a first for out here, which that's some of what we're trying to do. So we've got that going. One of the things too, this is gonna be a little bit more for next year, but we've been working on it for a while this year, is we have a Shepherdsville Police Foundation now that is up and running. They're finishing up on the website, which I'm hoping will be by January 1st, and we'll have that. There'll be more to come out, but that was a lot of work with a lot of local business people. Other agencies helped us out. Mount Washington helped us out. Elizabethtown provided a lot of help on how to set this up. So we're hoping for good things for next year, some ideas on fundraisers, but also one of the things we want to do, and me and Jody's talked about this, at maybe at different times or something, Gary's, we want to start doing awards bank, but I don't know that you all have ever had one. I don't think the police department's ever had. So we want to put that on sometime, whether it's individually or together, but obviously you all will be invited. And we're really looking forward to that for next year.
They did used to do that when we had a Christmas party. Do you remember that, Tom?
So that's just something we want to look
years,
forward to
yeah.
next year, to just get more of that involvement, get people to know each other. So far, not at the end of year, but the numbers are really good for citizen contact, citizen outreach, community events we're doing, and that's one of the things I wanted, which we've been very successful, and we're gonna continue that into next year. So other than that, the only last thing I would say, and this will include you all too, this is just in the conceptual stage, is we had a department head meeting, I guess, at the end of last month. A lot of people have talked about having like a citizens academy for the police department or the fire department, some other, and we kicked around the idea of possibly just having it for like the city of Shepherdsville Citizen Academy, to where, you know, they get to see how the city works on different things. Maybe one night they come and talk to all of you all. One night the police department puts some on, fire department, different groups. Arthur and his groups, gotten them of exactly what their city is doing for them, and to help some questions and have some interaction, which I think will be very good, so.
Yeah, there are people in our community that really want to be involved. Like, a lot of people are just so busy with kids and taking just care of errands. But there are people that want to do that. We'd love to have them involved and see what we do at all levels of it.
So that's something we'll be reaching out to, and, you know, get everybody's opinion and idea. And the last thing will be that we got the simulator in, and we'll work out a schedule and give y'all a call and set y'all up for that again this year, okay?
Yeah, it was fun. Did you do it last time?
I failed it.
Did you fail it?
last time.
There's
I
no,
I did good.
I even, at one point, well, I mean, I actually.
Did she
like
shoot
it-
the wrong?
oh,
She probably shot 3 innocent people.
I literally said,
I
oh, I
did.
don't need this gun.
Did you?
I think, yeah,
They got
it's
shot.
just like.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's informative because that helps everybody understand what they go through and making the split decisions. So it's really tough. Chief, thank you so much. All right, so council? All right, let's see how we're gonna start this. Let's start with Brad. Brad, how you doing? Would you like to add something to it?
Faith, were you gonna say something about the light down here at Conestoga tonight? Somebody brought that up on Facebook. The light at Conestoga going into the.
Oh, I called Arthur and talked to him about it,
Okay,
and he can explain it, yeah.
are we good to do that?
Yeah,
I
I'll see
did call the
that.
person too and
Okay.
tell him about it.
Okay.
It was Clint Saul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only, just to fill everybody, the issue was adding a turn arrow coming out of that shopping center.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Because they
But
don't
you
know
all have
that,
something else planned for that, correct?
So, you can come on up here, and while he's coming up here,
Or are we gonna
we
do
started,
something
stage.
so we started addressing this last year, but he's been working on it a couple months. What we're looking at is making it simple.
We've only got 2 lights here in the city that we maintain outside of the state's jurisdiction, so District 5 has all the red lights except for the 2 Conestoga at Walmart. And Conestoga at Adam Shepherd. Those are our lights as the city. And so we've coordinated with District 5, tried to get with them so that we can use their people and their contractors to do the repairs that we need. We want to be able to use the equipment that we have, but then augment that by adding a router to what they've got there so that we can communicate with their entire system. So that if anything ever happens or goes down, they'll immediately be notified. And then through an interlocal agreement, they can reboot the system and bring the lights back up quicker and better and faster. Because right now, we gotta go out, open the cabinet and do it manually.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's a delay there and we've added traffic during that point, and it creates a huge orchestra of a situation. But, so we're working to do that so we can respond quickly and get that remedied. But also, there's changes that need to happen with a green turn arrow
Yeah.
that lets people know, legitimate, the other side is not going.
Right. It's
You
hard to
can
know.
go.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna be adding a couple lights to that, a couple 4-headed lights to be able to make that movement possible or more clear.
Yeah.
And then we'll also be reusing the equipment and putting it on other sides to be able to add lights. Because currently, although it's not a requirement for code, it is a recommendation to be able to add 2 lights on one side for the through. And so just better communication, so it's more clear for people. And so, through our coordination with Brandon and Philip at District 5, new employees with them, they've been great to deal with. And so we're gonna be continuing that. We'll have that remedied. It'll be spring before all the edits are done, but there'll be an interlocal agreement. There'll be some expenses associated with it, but
It's gonna be the answer.
We'll be fine. We're on it.
Good.
Yep, no worries.
Thank you.
All right,
Yeah,
yep,
thank you.
yep.
Yeah, the only other thing I had was, since this is Paula's last meeting, I just wanted to thank you for your service to the council. It was great having you here, great working with you. You're truly one of the nicest people I've ever met, so, and I know you do a lot for the community, and I'm glad you're staying on in some capacity, so. Other than that, happy holidays.
Thank you, bro. Miss Jennifer? Sorry.
And I too wanna thank Paula, because it's, oh, sorry, I wanna thank Paula, for her service on city council, because you have been great to work with and everything. Especially, you know, you were my little buddy when I had, you know, like, all our events and stuff, so, yeah. Yes, the parade this weekend was fabulous. It was great, so thank you, Amber. It was good. And that's all. Oh, and Merry Christmas to everyone, and Happy Hanukkah, for those that do not smoke. Because Christmas and Hanukkah are the same day this year.
I just wanna make sure, this is nothing, I just noticed that, you had floats and you had what? You had the rest of it, so there's a 2-headed monster. For
What happened?
They're a 2-headed monster for
Y'all shared the flow?
they shared all the parade.
Oh, well, thank you both. Oh.
I didn't know you didn't know, but yeah, she was in charge of the floats, and she was in charge of the extracurriculars.
Well, I would just like to say, yeah. I would just like to say, Parakeet Springs, their float with the Toy Story was amazing, so.
Well, Vicky will be happy to hear that. 'Cause
Yes.
She sets out to win it every
Vicky,
year.
yes.
Did y'all see Bullet Blends? They were strong. There was a lot.
Yeah. They were so.
So they're gonna,
so.
so
I just wanna say that Rob built our float out of 2x4s. And he spent 4 days on it, so all this talk about these other, Rob had the best float. That's all I wanna say, Rob's float was the best. With all these.
so can we, okay, so what we gotta do, is there a volume button, because when we start next year? No, it's all good, I appreciate you saying that, that's a lot of work. Thank you, Rob. Rob Adams, way to work hard, buddy, way to step up.
I did that night. He yelled at me. How's it look? I said, it looks
It was a great event, I mean, to have that kind of turnout we had with the cold weather, it was really, very,
It was
really cool.
fabulous.
It was a lot of fun.
Y'all looked adorable too.
It was really cute. All right, Miss Faith?
Well, I have a couple of things.
Yes, ma'am.
First, I want to ask the council well, first I want to thank Paula for your service. It's great working with you. And then I also want to ask the council, Rob will be involved in this. Next year, I would like for Shepherdsville City Council to do a food drive at Christmas. And let's start like October.
Yeah.
That way we can get it, and we can take names, you know, like, I don't
Cause
work,
the
I
school
can,
could give us names too.
Well, the school
Well, the
does.
school
I mean,
gives it-
Christie
gives it
Harden
out.
does. I mean, we donate to that.
I mean, I would like,
donate.
I'd like to give money too, to where we can
Yeah.
give turkeys and,
Yeah.
you know, because there's people, there's elderly that can't afford groceries either, and I like to help them too, you
Yeah,
know.
we'll figure something out.
So,
Churches can give us.
We can figure something
I'm
out.
gonna go ahead and start working on a flyer and stuff,
Okay.
and, is that okay with you, Mayor?
Oh, absolutely.
Because
We're
they'll
talking
have to bring the stuff here, I mean, I can't keep all that in my home.
No. Her
Unless
house
you want me
is-
to tell-
You go into her living room and it's got
Do
cans
you
up to
want
the
me to
ceiling.
tell Nikki to take her Camaro out of my garage so we can use that?
We need to talk to her.
No.
No, we'll work it on
Her
that.
daddy's
No.
car never got wet,
Yeah,
so.
we'll-
So let's,
we
let's,
can- That's one of our
we got,
logistics.
we'll have some storage places.
Okay,
We'll
I've got a
we'll
lot of
figure it out.
ideas running around on that. I also, let's see, I've got it written down here. I want to tell everybody Merry Christmas before I bring this next thing up. I know everybody in this community knows Chris Sims Clark a lot. He's a dear friend of mine. I've known him since he was a little kid. And he's in surgery right now. She's been messaging me, and just pray for him because it's not looking too good. So, just
Crazy
want
stuff.
everybody out there to, you know.
42 years old,
Yep.
so.
But let's just, if we pray hard enough and put some vibes that way, hopefully it'll help him, you know.
No, I appreciate that.
He's a strong man, so I think, you know, he'll be able to do it. And I want to say, Brenda didn't say anything, but I have to say the office staff does a great job in here too. They really do.
Yeah, they do.
I come in here, they're all professional, they're all friendly, you know. And thank
That's
you
what I
all
asked
for
you.
the parade, the vendors, all that was really
No,
great.
I think all of
I
it.
had fun.
And Tom's not here, so let's.
Although I didn't get to see the parade because I was in it, but anyways, that's all I have.
Thank
I
you.
think, wait a minute, make sure.
Public Works.
No, yeah.
Yeah, Public Works, yes.
Tom's not here.
Fire department, everybody in the city,
Everybody in the
yeah.
city.
Yeah.
If you
Yep.
don't come to the meeting, you don't get a thank you. That's
Wow.
just the rule.
Pretty
Boy,
tough.
she is a,
Thank you, coming.
Pretty
a
tough
tough
over
woman.
here. I know, pretty
I
tough.
know.
Pretty tough, I know.
that's,
All right,
that's all I have.
thank you, Faith. All right, Mike?
Well, I just want to say, I think this year's Light Up Shepherdsville, the parade, the organization, the vendors, I think everything went just great. I think it was planned good, it was executed good, and if there was any glitches, I sure didn't see any anywhere. So, except Chief was driving the wrong way down and he was taking candy. Chief Schmidt, want to make sure.
Was he picking up all the candy? Extra
No,
candy?
he was waiting for those Rice Krispie treats. He said he could have those, but,
He was snatching candy out of kids' hands.
yeah, but.
Really?
He was putting bags and letting it fall.
I said, I said community involvement. I didn't say take their candy.
Anyway,
He was checking it, he was making sure.
Trying to be budget- he's trying to be budget friendly.
It was safe for the kids? Well,
Trying to
hey,
be budget
listen,
friendly.
what a martyr back there, right?
Right, he was.
All right, Mike, what, I'm
so
sorry to interrupt
anyway,
you.
I think that was one of our better ones, and I hope it gets better next year. Looking forward after January to working with Rob, new member on the council. And I do want to congratulate and thank Paula. I got to sit next to her here for 2 years, and she made a habit of stealing my second, and that's going to stop.
I'm gonna start now.
She won't be there. No, Rob, no. So,
That's a good start.
anyway, that's,
between me and you.
yeah, that's about all I have this evening.
Mike, well, thank you. So y'all dress up garb, Christmas Carol kind of theme. All right, Miss Paula?
Okay, I just want to thank everybody for a great 2 years and excited to see what everything goes on in Shepherdsville. And I want to wish everybody a good Merry Christmas. That's it.
Well, I want to tell you, Paula, we really enjoyed you having on you, and I'm gonna concur with Brad. There's no doubt, Brad, that's a very good assessment.
The sweetest person she is.
And we want you to know, we want you to stay involved, because I think your heart's in the right place, you keep staying involved, it's just a matter of just getting back after it, and anything, it's all out there for you, and we hope we can always find ways to support you and doing things in the community, so we're looking forward to it.
Hope to see you at the meetings.
Absolutely. So before we finish here,
Yeah, okay.
I want to make sure you all know, I saved it to the end here, but this is our 16th year doing the Bounty of Hope at St. Aloysius. We get up Christmas Day and we cook about 400 to 500 meals. Got great volunteers. We always have plenty of food. We always have plenty of volunteers. And we go out in the community and bring folks meals that don't have anybody to come see them. An elderly couple, like Faith was talking a little bit about, you know, there's an older couple that doesn't have anybody just stop by on Christmas Day. And so we do that. We try to make sure that you guys know, if you know anybody in your neighborhood that you know doesn't have anybody come by, listen, just stop by St. Aloysius between 10:30 and 11:30. Pick up a couple meals and just take it to them and just say, hey.
That's what I usually do.
Yeah, so you're more than welcome. I mean, we invite us for all of you to do that, because like after 16 years, we really know that that does make a little bit of a difference to somebody on that special day. And it's the best part of our day, my wife and all the volunteers. It is very special to realize that we are very fortunate and very blessed. Sometimes we don't remember that. I remember arguing, we were talking about traffic, how it makes us so mad. But when we really think how bad we have it, and we're arguing about traffic. So this time of the year is a reflective for everybody. I just want you all to know, what I meant earlier was the fact that we have a community that's coming together. We've accomplished a lot in these 2 years. I think Brenda and I were talking about it. She thought that we did more ordinances last year, but that's not true. We did more this year. And we had a couple of really thick ones from early on. The job description one from first year was so thick because you put the two binders together, and last year's looks about that much thicker, but when you open up, 66, 63.
Yeah.
So we actually have done more ordinances this year, but it really says that we've got a lot accomplished.
It should be 68.
No, 68, oh, that's right, the
now.
two more, we got two more here, 68. Yeah, I forgot, I had two more. Add job security. Shoot for 70. But I do think it's important for you all to know that we really do, we've really gotten a lot done. And again, it does take a lot of effort from a lot of people, but I think Shepherdsville is really on the move. I mean, what we're gonna see in these next couple of years is gonna be really exciting. And council, I'm looking forward to working with you. Rob, looking forward to working with you as well, buddy. We're glad to have you on the team.
And I do need to see you before you leave.
Right. She needs to check your criminal background check. Only thing she wants to check. Anyway, for everybody here, first of all, Merry Christmas to you and your families. I'm looking forward to this next year. Tom, thank you for your supporting us and being here and getting all the down and dirty. Joe, thank you for being interested. You, Deb, Charlie. Willie back here, always supporting us back here, and for everybody else. I mean, thank you all for being here. Always, yes. But thank you all.
Hold
Yes.
on 1 second. I want to say Merry Christmas, but I do want to give a shout out to all the girls and their hard work on the float.
Yep.
And it looked so cute.
Did you see the Etch-a-Sketch on there? Sam did that. I mean,
But
just put
all
the whole
of you,
thing.
and it
was
was
amazing.
so cute.
Yeah. What about me?
You too,
Okay.
Mayor and his lovely wife.
Bo Peep. Bo Peep. It was a lot. It was a really lot of fun, and it just goes back to show you that we got a great community. Anyway, thank you all. Merry Christmas, and for some of you we won't see, we wish you and your family a Happy New Year. I'm looking forward to 2025. It's going to be a good one for us. Thank you all so much. All right, need a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Unofficially, but we're taking it. All right, Faith, was that you? No.
We're giving
They
it to
took the
Paula.
We're giving it to Paula.
Oh,
Give it to Paula.
Paula.
No.
Okay, Paula gets the second.
Paula gets the second.
Yes.
Jennifer?
Yes.